What's going on, guys? Today is the day. We get a weekly candle close for all cryptos. For Bitcoin, which is super important, which I'm going to show you in a second, but Dogecoin and Jasmy. So we're going to talk about Dogecoin, then we're going to go to Bitcoin, then we're going to go to Jasmy in today's video. All I ask that you drop a like. I would truly appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. I go over the charts. I go over different cryptos and stocks for you guys so you can maximize your gains. Of course, is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. It's all my own opinion. But let's get right into it. Let's look at Dogecoin real quick. I want to point out that we have broken these lower highs right here. We had a breakout, but we also had a back test, guys. This technically is bullish, okay? We have a long wick down here also for Dogecoin. So breakout, back test. What do you think could happen next? Well, I do think that crypto's top is not in. So with that belief alone, I believe Dogecoin will go much higher. And we first called out this down here back in the day. We were buying it around 7, 8, 9 cents. We took this massive rally, and then obviously I've been buying more on this massive dip because I think there's more runs to come for Dogecoin. So Dogecoin right now looks very good in my opinion. Another thing you want to note is I took a Fibonacci from this low point of about 8 cents, took it to the high point, and we actually back tested the 0.618 level right here. So let me even zoom in further for you guys. So let me move this line up because it's actually right here. So basically back tested the 618, back tested the 50, long wick. Are we going to close above this, right? So this week will tell us a lot, and then we could have some movements higher going into next week. So hopefully that makes sense for Dogecoin. It's a top 3 holding in mind, so I definitely love talking about it with you guys. So now let's dive into Bitcoin. And with Bitcoin, it's interesting. I want to point out a couple of things, especially this MACD crossover that's happening right now. Drew a yellow arrow for you right here. We have another one right here too. This white line, every time it curls up and over this thin red line, what usually happens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks of bullish movement for Bitcoin. What happened over here, guys? White line crossed the red, got above the 21 EMA, massive rally for Bitcoin. Okay. So again, what's happening right now? Now, what's interesting about what's happening right now is it's very similar to this time over here. In September and October of 2023, you could see that we were chopping around the 21 EMA. We were going below it, we came above it, below it, and then massive rally. You can see right here, we came below it, above it, below it, massive rally, potentially, right? So what's going to tell us and confirm this is today's weekly candle close. This is a great sign that we are crossing, but we need more of a cross. We need some momentum to the upside, like you see here. Clean cross, big green candle, boom, okay? Above the 21 EMA, this thick white line. So this is a good sign that we're above the 21 EMA. We need to close above this, and then we need a strong move next week above this trend line. If we don't do it today, which I don't know if it'll happen today. Right now we're at 62,700. But as long as we close above the 21 EMA, like we have before, every time we're above the 21 EMA, great sign. Every time we have a MACD cross, which is literally happening right now, guys, more movement to the upside. So if we can close above this trend line, and then if we can really close a candle above 71,300, then this noise is done, right? Then you should just be buying the dips, and we'll have a different analysis when that does happen. But today's video is very important because the weekly candle closes today. We are above the 21 EMA right now. We have a cross on the MACD, which is a great sign. The other time it happened was right here. I'm gonna move this yellow arrow for you. Okay, when this crossed, technically when it was crossed over like it is right now, Bitcoin was at 50. Sorry about that. About 50,000. And then we had a bunch of green candles weeks after for the next month and a half. When it happened over here, Bitcoin crossed, okay, and then the following week, which is where we're literally at right now, we had a green candle close at 29,30,000 above the 21 EMA, and then you see what happened weeks to months after. Right now, we're at 62.6 above the 21 EMA. where are we going to close? And the question is, are we just going to reject from here and make even lower lows? Well, that will tell us a lot with the MACD over the next week. If we have some strong like momentum here where these lines tend to separate, you can see they're really close right now. So it's going to decide what it wants to do. But everything is pointing up, right? Like everything in the long run, in my opinion. So that's the Bitcoin analysis. If you got any value, let me know down below. Drop a like. Would truly appreciate that. Now let's get into JASM. But before we get into JASM, guys, I do want to bring up the Patreon real quick. Now, this is something that you might want to think about joining. I would definitely read the about me, see if I align with you. I post a lot of different things about stocks and charts, and you could join our Discord, about $10 a month. If you pay for the whole year, you get over 12% off. Now, that's going to be lasting for the rest of October. So 12% off for anyone that pays for the whole year. Some tiers, it's less than like $120 for the whole year. We've called out a lot of different stocks and crypto. I'll make more updates for you guys about that, but I'm making posts literally every other day with different chart setups and teaching you how all of this stuff works. So if you want to be a part of it, definitely check out the links down below. Would appreciate you with our community and getting to know you. So let's go on to JASM now. And let's really look at this. Where are we at? So this is a 4-hour time frame. We've obviously talked about the positive divergence that was forming down here. The RSI was making higher lows. The asset was making lower lows. That's a very good sign. We had a nice little run here. We got rejected, but now we're climbing back up. So this is actually a really good sign, guys, that we rejected this area. We pulled back. We tested this trend line again, and now we're closing above it. Stochastic also pointing up. RSI on a 4-hour at 48. Let's pull up a daily. Let's see what this looks like. So daily looks great also. We have a stochastic cross right here. You can see every time we've crossed over, JASM has rallied. Crossed over, JASM has rallied. It's been very volatile, but the good news is we've actually held the support. We had a bunch of wicks. You have a bunch of clean candles. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 daily candle closes above this trend line. Okay. We have a bunch of wicks down. We have a stochastic cross at a low point on a daily time frame. We have an RSI pointing up. We could see recently the RSI's got as high as 67. And even back in the day, I think this is when we rallied to 4.4, it got as high as 87. Okay. Or over here, it got as high as 94. So right now we're just building momentum for JASM. This is not a sell for me right now at this point. I have plenty of JASM. I haven't really bought any recently. My bags are pretty packed with all the cryptos I talk about, but I just want to make this video to kind of give you a technical analysis of where we could go next. You could also see JASM is creating higher highs. We have a touch point right here. We have a touch point right here. We have a touch point right here. And JASM is creating lower highs. Touch point, touch point, touch point. What do you think is going to happen next, right? Especially if Bitcoin does what we all hope and pray that it does. So we can look at these indicators all day. This is a great tool to tell us where an asset is moving next. But at the end of the day, nobody knows, including myself. But you have to decide, what do you think is about to happen with Bitcoin? Because right now, again, this is where we're at above the 21 EMA. We have a MACD cross. Everything is looking like it wants to break this trend line. And let's not forget, guys, one of the biggest things is this massive bull flag right here. So do what you must. I appreciate you for being here. I hope you're having a great Sunday with the family or whatever it is that you do. And we will absolutely see you tomorrow.